Have you ever heard this? If you have, listen.
Welcome to the Cody Kai cast, everybody. We got Evon back.
Evon back for the second time.
Woo! What's up, buddy?
Give me another drop. I need
What's
another
up,
drop.
buddy?
Yeah. Give me a couple of those. Put some respect on my name.
For
my ancestors back in Kankakee, Illinois, holding it down. Let's go. One more time. Okay, cool. Now I'm in the building.
Now we are here.
That was hot start.
Put some respect on my name.
Mm-hmm.
I was coming out hot. How you doing, bro?
I'm outside. We good.
Did you told me you wanted to start a podcast?
I did.
What did you told me a name and then I gave you something that I was like, I think it'd be better if it was this.
You know what? I don't got enough time in the day. I don't. I ejected that idea. I was like, nope, not a good idea.
Well, as we can attest, dude, it's not easy putting something legit together. Because if you want to do a podcast, it's worth doing right.
You got to do it right, like you.
Yeah.
I could just come and show up and be like, bro, we killing it.
Yeah, just hit the go button, hit the gas, and get going. Yeah, finding that consistency is hard for sure, and a big undertaking.
But I did see that you had some heat. You had some heat.
Yeah,
Shout back to your discography.
Hey, yeah, wow.
Good for you.
That's
good
good,
for you. Congratulations. I want to give you one
bro,
of them.
I appreciate
Boom.
the courage pin.
Hey, of course.
Dude.
That's like the comedy avatar.
Yeah.
We love
I was going to
courage.
ask you, speaking of, have you gotten up on stage lately?
Oh my goodness. The last time I got on stage, I was not in town.
Where was it?
I was back at the crib, man, in Chicago.
Oh, word.
Right?
Where'd you get up at?
I'm not going to say because I bombed.
Were you going back for comedy or something else?
No. I got family and all that. You know
Hell
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But like the big problem is out of practice is out of practice. You know?
When's the last time you gotten up before that?
What do you mean? Locally?
Anywhere.
I've been doing my rounds.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was asking you, because I know you were.
Yeah, I was really heavy in it, and then one time I bombed so bad out here in Austin, and it made me go on vacation. So,
Bro, give me a fucking break.
Dude, that's what KT did to you. Come on.
No, it really happened, dude. And I'll tell you what
Why do you think I
happened.
said give me a fucking break?
I invited people out, which is one thing you should never do. And I got so nervous that I'm gonna have to actually live with these jokes.
What do you mean live with them?
Which means people that I really like and love, that they're gonna come back to me and be like, "Remember that time?"
Some of the shit you say.
Hell yeah, I
Yeah.
ain't trying to live like that.
Well, so you didn't have, don't you have like some go-tos that you have, like that you've developed over time? Like,
Oh yeah, all of my stuff is private, and I like to keep it that way.
well,
Keep it close to the
It
chest.
makes
yeah.
sense.
Unless you
Move.
see me live. If you see me live, which is dope, that's dope. If you see me live, be special. You want to see me live? Pull up.
I think there's a balance you gotta have, bro.
Pull up.
Because you gotta have a presence online.
I know, but the problem is that I think maybe I'm like bad about my representation. Is that like I only want to put out heat?
Sure.
You know, I'm like Kendrick Lamar with it.
Well, it also comes back to being able to do multiple things, like being a comedian, but also being like a social media manager, like two completely different skill sets. So
Absolutely.
like I feel like it's better to compromise and do one really well.
I think that makes a lot of sense. And like my history of where I come from, like I usually have used to be the background guy because I don't really feel like my image is curated as other people. They're like willy-nilly with it. They'll put out anything and they don't even care what comes back. I'm like, no, I'll put it out and I'll delete it. Easy. I'll post on Instagram and delete it. I'm one of those.
You gotta
Doesn't get
keep-
the engagement you like. You're like,
Yeah. Well, I didn't say it with the right inflection.
It's about keeping your portfolio refined, right? Like
Yeah.
putting out the best shit. What people see there, that's like the best, cream of the crop.
yeah, but like at a certain point too, I mean, you don't know.
You never know. You never know. That's why I'm here right
That's
now.
Patrice, dog.
Let's go. You never know.
You
It-
don't know
man,
if
it's about,
any
like-
joke is funny until you tell it.
You know what? I know I'm funny. You know why I know I'm funny?
Why?
Because people laugh.
Well,
It's a
that's
pretty good way
fair.
of knowing, yeah.
That's fair.
That's the truth.
But is that the only gauge of funny?
No, because I don't gotta make everybody laugh. I don't give a
'Cause
fuck.
dick and farts
I don't
make
give a
people
fuck.
laugh, too.
Here's the thing: the reason why I got in comedy early on is because I moved to Austin and I didn't know none of y'all motherfuckers, and I don't care what y'all think about me. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know me. You have no idea my resume, and I didn't give it to you. So fuck you. Don't laugh then.
Dude,
Don't show up. You paid the ticket. I'm already paid, bitch.
Yeah. You're paid before you go on stage.
Exactly.
You're good.
It's all right.
Still,
Well,
yeah.
I feel like I don't like to put out, I'm with you on, I don't think like putting out a lot of stuff is good because I think you should keep it because it is the magic trick that you're revealing if you show your jokes too much. But if you're ready to burn stuff that you're like, I don't care about this, like I don't need to do this again, then yeah, post it up because it's like it's not gonna. It's one of those things. And even if you do post it, realistically, it may be seen by a lot of people, but there's still going to be a lot more people that didn't see it. So.
Okay, well, the magic trick is ghost accounts. Ghost accounts. That's the truth.
Running your own fan pages.
Hell yeah, man. Now you got whole YouTubes that don't even have people's faces on them.
Oh, yeah.
I could just riff and I could see how much engagement I get, and then I could find out if that's a good joke or not. That's we're in the future.
Just of those accounts pulling that footage and just like putting it up everywhere.
Man, my accounts on certain social medias get mixed up and it's crazy. I don't even remember what Instagram I told y'all last time.
The only.
Oh damn! Did I drop that?
Is that not you anymore? Bro, what are you? Who are you?
I'm what they call a chameleon.
You're popping up in this identity. I have a homie
If you
from New
meet
York.
me in face to
Kadir.
face, you are lucky.
He's had some other names, some other things. But
I used to at open mic nights. I used to all the time, almost every time, put a different name. Because if I bomb, I don't want you to be able to find me. You see what I'm saying? If I say something very controversial, I don't want all these girls in here to be like, "Oh, you're that guy." I'm like, "Nope,
Yeah.
not
Really?
today."
It's like, no, I'm not Will. What are you talking about? No.
What you mean?
Yeah.
Nope.
well, you can't say the thing without the return of that's possible that you're going to get backlash. You can't. Like it's just part of it.
I agree that there's internet sleuths out there that know how to find people. You know what I mean?
Well, not just that, but in any sense, if you're artistically putting a thing out and you say it, like you can't control what's going to happen after that. Like that's why I'm a proponent of believe in what you fucking say, know the hills you're willing to die on. And if you die on those hills, then cool. But like to me, I get a sense that you're like, because you're talking about like, I want to put out heat and I get that, but also like this could suck. Like we're putting stuff out just because like at a certain point you do that. You don't creatively know.
like I said, ghost accounts.
So you want to until you get it refined, and then you're like, then it's here.
But
I am.
it's all about repetition, man. I'm not gonna
Right.
show you when I'm weak at the gym. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
put up these reps when I'm doing fucking 120 on the.
That's why
bench.
I don't invite
You
people
see
to
what
open
I'm saying?
mics.
Exactly.
I went to one the other day, and I was like, I actually did pretty well, and I was just telling a friend about it, and she's like, "Why didn't you invite me?" I'm like, I don't invite people to open mics. dude.
Exactly.
Like, why would I?
Yeah,
Like,
so
it's usually
when I get
trash.
the muscles and I'm flexing, then I'm invite people because I already got it down. I already refined myself and I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So that's really what it is that like I'm working on specials.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, it's a matter of refining yourself
Exactly.
behind curtain or in
Yeah,
public.
I
And
think
there's
that-
merits to both for sure.
I don't know if I'm right about this, but I absolutely feel like it's a good perspective from all comedians. You know, everybody should do that. I mean, you got to get out there, but just don't post everything.
Well, and this is also
Yeah.
you have to think about this too because Austin was probably a city you could bomb in more before, where it might not hurt you as much. But if you're bombing here now,
I heard
like
about
there's
this.
too much visibility. Like that's why it's good to start in a scene that's smaller, that doesn't have as much of a visibility, and then you can suck for a while and get better. And then when you get to a certain point, then go to a place that has a higher profile scene.
Absolutely
and Austin is
agree.
the highest profile scene that exists outside of New York.
So people know shit about me they shouldn't know right now. Okay. Sorry, Austin. Sorry, Austin. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I fucked up a bunch of times, and I was wrong.
Hey,
But guess what?
we all do, bro. Don't worry
Guess
about
what? Subscribe and like.
We'll be around anyway. It doesn't matter.
Of course, you're gonna be around for sure.
I mean, this scene is just like, yeah, it's changed a lot for sure.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've only been here for a little bit.
I've been performing here since like 2010.
What the fuck? God damn, that's forever, dog.
Bro.
Performing what? You been doing juggling in the streets?
Dude, nah. Cap
What the
City.
hell? Oh, what you?
The old Cap City.
Wait a second. I know you.
Bro,
was
I'm
in
a stand-up
Transformers.
comic, dude. I don't know if you heard this.
You was in Transformers.
I was in.
Because that's why you got Bumblebee on you.
Yeah, exactly.
I
I love
feel
Shia.
Hey,
Just do it.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. That was the best advice that man has ever said, and I love that dude.
fucking love that dude.
Holes was amazing.
He's a great actor. I think he's a great actor, and like any great actor, a little.
No,
a
that
little-
dude is a
little
genius.
kooky-dooky.
What you talking about? Give that man his flowers.
Dude, I'm not saying, but also all genius comes with a little bit of madness.
What
It's
about
eccentric.
KKK Kanye?
Eccentricity.
Exactly.
As of like
Fucking
today, I
no.
think that just dropped. Like
Bro,
today.
I heard
Like,
his woman left him
anybody would.
and trying to get him committed. Everybody's trying to get this motherfucker committed, dude.
Hey, I just seen this clip online the other day of this girl, low key, his wife, getting hit on by somebody. Obviously was tall because I could tell the angle. And I was like, whoever this guy was shooting his whole shot, and she had to pull up the ring and be like, "I'm married." But she was smiling.
It's like still.
I don't know, maybe miscues. I have no idea, but like she looked like she was about to go.
I mean, she also could have been just using that as a way to be like, hey, fucking stop bothering me.
Hey, I
Like
don't believe
like a
everything
fake
I
ring
see.
on hand to pull out.
Well, no,
No, she
like,
got a ring.
Yeah, like
She
even
is married.
Well, that's when then it wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, like you could have had just had a divorce like behind the curtain and like still wear your ring just for public appearance and then still like just to get
You're
catch
sounding
them.
like you're talking from personal experience.
Nah, every girl I've ever had a thing for has turned out to be either bi or not into me at all.
What the hell? Every girl I ever been with had a dude, and
Well, that's because like all you like fucking 25% of your generation is fucking gender fluid, or like right, isn't it?
damn, is you?
It was
that
only like
young?
10%
Yeah,
of millennials.
I'm 23.
Oh, you just had a birthday since our last cast.
Yeah, February.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Man, happy birthday, dog.
Appreciate it.
Woo! Hey, 23 with a money tree, growing more too. I just planted 100 seeds.
Bro.
Dude, I got to get a 23.
That's a
me.
Drake line. Don't cancel me.
Don't quote Drake on this podcast. dude.
Shh, don't cancel me. Okay.
Be humble.
What you trying to talk about, man? What we got going, man? What you got cooking over
what you
there?
think about that beef? That Kendrick
What?
Drake beef. What you think? I think Streisand effect.
Does this chair lean back? I gotta lean
Streisand
back and
effect.
talk about this one.
Streisand effect.
Yeah.
I gotta pull it. Dang, don't tell me that twice.
That's
Sound
what's
it sound
occurring
like
there.
D-Jet.
Jesus,
Okay.
you all right?
Hold on. Man, I'm just thinking about
Hold
stuff.
on.
Hold on. Okay.
We're
It's
getting
not
comfy.
that. It's
that's
not
the
that
wrong one. I
important.
feel
Yeah,
like I
you
just
want to. You're
farted.
gonna have to take your weight off of it if you want it to go up
Yeah,
more.
Okay. Okay, cool. We're just gonna hang out right here. Y'all. All right. What do I think about the Drake and Kendrick beef?
Yeah. What do you think about it, bro?
I believe, and this is the number one thing that I believe, okay? When Drake woke up that morning, he didn't take his vitamins.
He didn't take his Flintstone gummies.
Are you talking about the morning that he sued Kendrick or sued his own record label?
Man, every morning ever since. If I have one piece of advice, Drake, you at that age, you shouldn't be wearing no motherfucking braids. You need to start taking vitamins and check your joints. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kendrick is flexing you.
He made him look silly, bro.
That's not fair.
Do you know about this? Are you?
I'm lost. I don't
So-
follow like
Public
So
service
let me just say,
announcement.
let me
Yeah,
just
I'm
say
fucking
this
out of the
about
loop on this
Drake.
shit.
Let me just public
Whatever.
service announcement about Drake.
Let's go.
Drake is potato chips. Okay.
yeah.
Drake is potato chips. Kendrick is meat and potatoes. Okay.
Niggas
Do you see the difference?
Niggas gotta eat.
Do you see the difference?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
So
I'm aware of
I
both.
said that.
It's
I'm
like
sorry, I probably shouldn't say
Chappelle
the N-word.
and-
I don't know about y'all audience.
It's like Chappelle and Mencia, or there's one that's clearly legit and there's one that's not.
but here's the thing. I
more
can't say that.
processed, maybe.
But I like
a
potato
little-
chips though.
Hey, on my wall right now, man, I got a Drake album. I got a Kendrick album. And I guarantee you I know the difference between which one is better and which one's not.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you were to take my albums, please don't, y'all. Austin, I know y'all be trying to get down. Public service announcement. You don't know where I live, but it's in the hood. Everybody got guns. Okay. But I know which one is which.
Yeah.
Okay? I have to say that.
Yeah.
And I know good and well Kendrick hates Drake.
Yeah. That's pretty obvious. But dude, the ultimate troll was getting Serena. I ran into Drake and Serena in New York when I lived there, bro.
Dude, I ran into
They
Drake
were-
too.
Well, I didn't run into them. They were at a karaoke bar in Koreatown. But dude, like, and then, dude, oh my God, to get her on, because then what happened was Kendrick was the Super Bowl halftime show this year, and he got Drake's ex to dance on stage for him,
Oh,
Serena
okay.
Williams, which is the
That's-
ultimate troll, dude.
And Serena Williams, for the record,
Play
is
that.
bad. Let's
Play
put that
the-
on the record. She bad. She bad.
Dude, Serena's never left, dude. What are you talking about?
She been bad. And guess what? You know she got beat
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Oh, are y'all playing this right now?
I was gonna play it, but dude, go ahead.
Oh, definitely play it. But and like the nuance of it is she got beat up in like the Wimbledon or something. Don't quote me on this, but one big like tennis tournament for doing the sea walk in the Wimbledon. Like they were like doing that hood shit with your tennis background, blah 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 blah. Got beat up,
Right
and
there.
then when she's at the Super Bowl doing the same thing, that's crazy.
She's like, "Fuck you, Drake."
Fuck the whole world. Look at her.
Oh, hell
Dude,
We had to fly her in from Madrid.
bro, no, where Drake got, where I like was like, the first time that I was like, what the fuck, was that girl from Stranger Things. He started texting Millie Bobby Brown when
Millie
she
Bobby
was
Brown.
like,
Right, yeah.
like 15. Dude, I was like, that's fucking weird. Even if he's just like, I'm just a friend, it's like, that's a little weird, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like, I'm just a really big fan of Stranger Things.
Dude.
Can I play D&D with Justin, please?
Bro.
That's crazy.
No, that's fucking...
And it only goes to show you
Ridiculous.
too, like a real motherfucker would have gone into the studio and made a response track. And what Drake did is went to his attorneys and lawyers and said, let's sue my own record label. Because you let Kendrick put some shit out. Which Kendrick, if you read the lyrics very carefully, I don't think he ever specifically calls Drake a pedophile. He refers to pedophilia and he
Yeah.
like insinuates it, but I think he called somebody else in his crew a pedophile, maybe in the song.
He's talking about in the other songs, which he had many, by the way. There was a litany of disses, by the way. He hangs out
Great
with
word.
nothing.
Litany.
What is that?
Just a great word. Go ahead.
What you trying to say?
Litany. I like the word. Go
Just
ahead.
because a nigga got vocab, you gonna stop me because I got vocab?
Yo,
He's very impressed.
Don't try to. What you impressed
I
about?
always call out a good word when I hear one.
I got degrees because I'm a hot nigga.
I call
Shut up.
dude. Fuck
Don't
you.
stop me. Don't stop me. This ain't no thing. What you mean? A litany. That's not even a big
Oh,
word.
man.
You want me to start dropping big words? I can stop.
Go back to what you were
I'm about
saying,
to
bro.
get militant in
Come
this
on.
bitch. You better stop playing with your boy. You probably think that's a big word too, because you don't know how to
Dude,
spell.
anytime somebody says a great word, I'll go word of the day. I do that all the fucking time, bro.
Get a word of the day,
outta
Cat.
here. You
Get
don't
out
even,
there and get
you're
impressed every
you're
day.
projecting your shit on me. All right, fuck out of here. Go ahead.
I
Talk
think
about
that
rappers.
was funny. I think that was whatever, dog.
Shit.
Okay.
I'll be-
I don't even remember what I was gonna say.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, the day I met Drake, right?
You met Drake.
Yeah, I met him in Chicago, man. He was playing at NIU. My cousin was going there at the time, and I worked for a marketing company. And like at the time, their big ass like promotion was the motherfucking Blackberry Slide. Damn, my age is hanging out. Chill, okay, y'all. Don't come at me. But like literally, it was at NIU, and I found out that day because AT&T. Ooh, damn! I'm probably definitely not supposed to say that. Was doing their like meet and greets in the back.
Uh huh.
And he was high as fuck, boy. He had like crazy weed. He like weed I've never seen before or since. Drake weed was fucking ridiculous.
Dude.
I was like, damn, man, they had an entire trailer just for weed. I was like, damn, nigga, this is like a museum. And like, I walked in there and I was like, all right, whatever, man, where Drake at? This dude just got off stage and he's sweating and shit all in the back. And then like, I'm talking to his homeboy and like, we talked about like, I was like, oh yeah, man, I remember him from Degrassi and shit. And he's like, yeah, man, do you know why they call him Drake? And I was like, oh, I don't. He was like, because of his middle name. And I was like, what? His grandma used to call him by his middle name. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what? So it's Aubrey Jacquard Graham. And from that day,
his real name is Aubrey. His first name,
Aubrey Jacquard Graham. I'm
his
naming
real
this
name's
dude
Clarence.
straight up.
I never knew that.
But here's the thing: me and him got the same middle name.
What's up, Aubrey?
But here's the thing: we got the same middle name, so that's why his name, that's why his name is Drake, because we got the same middle name.
Has there ever been a hard Aubrey? Never.
Okay.
Never.
So that day, his meet and greet was the weakest motherfucking meet and greet I ever seen. Have you ever seen a person that's so goddamn high that they just can't think?
Yeah.
They just
I've been that person.
People was standing up on the mic, literally on the mic, trying to ask him questions, and he over here like
just fully couch locked, just
tapping his face.
Bro, he was probably taking some edibles, dude. You ever taken some edibles and it just
he was over
like where like just living life just got difficult. You're like, ugh, like just
like, oh, this is hard mode now.
That was but that was edibles.
On the same day, which opened up for him at the same concert, I met Tyga. I don't know. Damn, man, I'm probably gonna get shot. Why are you playing? I shouldn't say that. That's bad foreshadowing. Don't ever do that. But I met Tyga, right? And then I realized Tyga's skinny as shit. Mm-hmm. You know what? Because he had a belt on that was like a Gucci belt or whatever, and he was with this badass girl, and she was so fine. I was like, damn, that girl bad. And I didn't know who he was. And his belt went around him and then came back around. And I was like, what the fuck is that? I couldn't believe that was a thing. But this was before he was famous.
Yeah. I don't really know Tyga's shit.
Me neither. I still don't. I didn't know it then.
There's like a couple, because like you're not really into hip hop.
No, like the names floated around for me, but yeah, I don't follow the music or the drama or anything like that.
But you wanted a black guy on a
well,
podcast.
like I'll say this, though.
I want to learn about different cultures and communities.
I would
say
I'm just joking though. I'm joking.
I would say that in every genre of music, right? Even if you don't, let's say, like that genre, like I don't really like country that much, right? But in every genre of music, there's artists worth paying attention to.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Tyga is not one of them.
Tyga's not. But like, you go to like country, like definitely don't like really country.
I ain't fucking with
but
Kenny
like
Chesney.
Sturgill Simpson, bro, that motherfucker has one of maybe the craziest lyrics of any song I've ever heard in my life. Pull up Sturgill Simpson's Tiny Desk concert. Dude, bro.
Oh, hey, did you see my guy on Tiny Desk the other day?
Who?
Chocolate Dropper.
I don't know who that is.
Kevin Hart.
Oh, Kevin Hart.
You knew that shit.
Chocolate Dropper?
It makes sense if you really think about it.
Not to be confused. No.
It was April Fool's.
Okay, dude.
It was funny.
Homeboy's Nether Hour did
What
that
was his
too
name?
on Sturgill, Sturgill. Dude, he has this song. I mean, like, bro, of any genre of music, if you're making real shit, like, we'll play like the first few bars.
NPR is an excellent platform, by the way. Mm-hmm. Hey, I can't do YouTube without YouTube Premium. I ain't
Dude,
gonna lie.
you know what?
Yeah, I'm the same
you
way.
know, NPR is what turned me on to Anderson .Paak. Like, I hadn't seen really. I'd heard of him, and
I met
a lot of
him here
people
in
I heard
Austin.
talking about him. I've met him here in Austin. Yeah, bro. I saw him twice in the same week here,
He's dope though.
bro. It's ridiculous.
Crazy talent.
He's a really good drummer. No, but that's where I first saw him was on a Tiny Desk, dude. But this
Me
one
too.
is Sturgill.
These bitches got me hot.
Bro, listen to just like no, we'll go back because you got it. The explanation. He's like, this is what all the journalists are talking about.
Okay.
It's like, because it's like the lyrics are just, they're like about aliens and all kinds of shit.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Actually, just about every journalist
Conspiracy shit?
You about to
so
make
far
me a
I've
fan.
read has talked about this song, but I don't think anybody's ever really nailed down what it's actually about. So my fault.
He out here by himself.
Being too cryptic,
Oh,
I guess.
crazy.
It's actually all about drugs. And some other stuff, but mostly drugs, right? Long time ago. I've seen Jesus play with flames, lake of fire I was standing in. Met the devil in Seattle, spent 9 months inside the lion's den. Met Buddha yet another time, showed me a glowing light within. But I swear that God is there every time I glare into the eyes of my best friend. Says, my son, it's all been done. Someday gonna wake up old and gray. So go and try and have some fun, showing warmth to everyone you meet and greet and cheat along the way. There's a gateway in our minds that leads somewhere out there, far beyond this plane, where reptile aliens made of light cut you open and pull out all your pain. Tell me how you make illegal something that we all make in our brain. Some say it might go crazy, then again it might make you go sing.
Okay.
Every time I
You can tell. Dude, it is like marijuana, LSD, psilocybin, DMT. Dude,
MDMA.
what other country song have you ever heard talk about DMT?
Probably half of
Yeah?
them.
Am I
don't
right?
think that they,
Am I right?
They
A lot-
probably don't say it explicitly.
Well, a lot of modern bluegrass definitely harps back to that because, originally bluegrass was, it's storytelling over music. And back in the day, it was, wagon wheel shit, bootlegging. But now it's things like, meth, that shit, talking about it. Yeah, and they're talking about the problems of that, like the problems meth caused those communities. Especially my family, part of it's from Appalachia, and
But
that's
you just mentioned meth and then you said your family. Dang, don't do that.
Shit.
But nothing like that. But that is a common story across all rural America, I believe. I mean, just it's portrayed on all medias, and I get behind the fact that we should address each case by case, but it is transformative, not meth, but other ones like acid, MDMA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not linking that in with
Yeah.
Well, and-
psilocybin, DMT,
and
that
those
shit.
things-
But in terms of talking about it, talking about drugs, not just being cold beer.
Well, and they're not.
Blue jeans.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not all.
like that
And look at the drugs, right? Like alcohol versus psilocybin or DMT or these things that are opening your brain, making you probably a more empathetic person versus alcohol, which inherently makes you more narcissistic if you drink it. Just by its nature, it's a me drug.
But is that a thing that you ever had to? Honestly, my first time ever doing anything like that, I had a very close friend of mine, and he was my shaman and brought me through the experience. It's one of those uncovering reality and looking around the corner moments, you know? And that this isn't everything. There's so much more, And I don't know if that teaches you anything to take you out of whatever your addiction is, which is such a grappling effect of holding you in and squeezing you tight, and you don't even get to see outside of anything other than what you're in. And I'd imagine that's probably what every addiction is, what I mean? No matter what it is. But if you're able to just let go and go into a different way of viewing life, then that's automatically a positive thing, at least majority of the time.
Yeah,
Right.
One of the main through lines in addiction is isolation, and that could be everything from alcohol, meth,
Anything.
food, anything you can get addicted to. It leads to a pushing away of a social life and reverting to just pure self-indulgency.
I'm telling you, but I don't know if this is a public service announcement, but that was a very good song. You just may have made me a fan.
Yeah, Sturgill, bro, he's great, bro.
I just don't know.
No, but I'll tell you this, bro. I remember when I was 27, it was like maybe the second time I ever did LSD.
How long ago was that?
Uh,
I'm just playing.
a decade and change.
Okay.
But yeah, so I remember though, after that experience, dude, I didn't drink for like a month. It just like, I just didn't have,
You didn't
because
have the
I
impulse.
remember the night before I tripped had that trip, it was here in Austin, and it was like my ex and I, someone I was with for a long, long time, Josh knows her, Joanna. I'll probably bleep that out later. No, I don't care. She was, but like we got into it.
Just
It was
her.
like, it was a major fight. Like, and granted, I like in hindsight, I was an asshole kind of, but then she reacted and took it up a notch. And then the next day when I tripped, I was like, all the negative toxicity of alcohol just like was so obvious to me in that moment after the night before, where I was like, fuck this shit. And I just didn't even have a desire to drink after that for a month. And I remember the first time I did, I was at Blind Tiger afterwards, and I was just upstairs at the bar, and I'm just like, I didn't even really care to drink that much, but I'm like, I guess, might as well, whatever, kind of. And then I proceeded to drink for another 10 years. Dude, like I thought, man, if I had never started that back again after that, I could have probably just never drank again, dude. And
Right.
like,
I think that a lot of times when people think about their own personal stories in life, like a lot of people are very like hindsight, future sight. Like that's the first thing you think of is hindsight, and you don't really think about future sight. And I believe that like anybody has the ability to change their activities at any given time. You could you could think right now. Like when
but
you
I
were-
want to highlight
like,
how LSD
it does. It changes
Facilitated
the
that.
monotony. Yeah, the monotony of your thought process. But as a kid, like when you were a kid, like once you just thought to get around, you started crawling. You know what I mean? Like it was just an impulse, and you was like, yeah, that means I could get over there. I could go get that. I could get into this, right? And then like the next thought is like, oh, instead of like crawling, I'm just gonna walk. And then like, and then as that same kid gets a little bit older, there's like, no, I'm gonna run over there. And then like is like the next thing there is like, oh, I'm gonna dodge my parents and get out of there. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Like that's just a real thing. Like, and you never had to go backwards in your thought process. But as adults, I feel like we get like so like caught up in our monotony of life that you need sometimes something to like break you out of that, to like show you like you still have that same power to like grow and like come up with like new ways to do things. It's like it's like being creative.
Well,
You know?
I think that's why a lot of people have a hesitancy to revert back on behaviors. Like addiction is one of them for sure, because it's sort of an admission of being wrong. And on surface level, addiction is something that like we would say is like, oh yeah, like that's obviously wrong. I would admit that. But being in the thick of it, you don't want to.
You don't.
What is addiction where it crosses? Because like if you're, let's say, a casual user of a substance versus a person that gets into the addiction levels, I think addiction, if your vice actively hurts like other people, or there's active effects of it that go outside of what just you having a good time, that's a problematic vice. That's a problematic addiction versus because that's the thing with alcohol, which by the way, 35 months, 2 years, 11 months sober today.
Bussin'.
I'll be 3 years in a month.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Cash,
Legendary.
come on now.
I mean, it's like, it's not.
Congratulations.
We love it.
I'm not the sober person that pretends it's easy and life's all great all the time because of it, because it's fucking not, dude.
But you
it's
still
like,
got to be congratulated.
Thank you.
Can I get another one of those?
Thank you. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. No, but like active alcohol still affects me, because I naively thought when I stopped, because alcohol had really fucked me up. But I thought, and I know it fucks other people up too, right? But like I had naively thought when I stopped 3 years ago that like, oh, like things are just going to improve for me. And it's like, it hasn't, because I still date people that drink, and it's like there's still alcohol around me. And so it's one of those things that sucks, bro, because it's like it's really just a choice you make. But I'm so fucking sick of fucking people saying alcohol is like it's just a harmless thing I do. It's like, is it though? Not everybody, but the people that are really fucked up with it. Because if I said something like "fuck alcohol," some people will hear "fuck you" because
Exactly.
they're so
internalizing it.
identified with it.
Yeah. Well, that's all about to change because alcohol about to be so much more expensive.
Oh yeah.
Is that what? Oh, tariffs.
Yep.
Bro, let's see it. Let's see it play out because I don't think that there's been enough time to actually make a judgment call yet. On,
I'm about to start
like
making
the stock
moonshine,
market can dip and then rebound. You know, like so. I don't know.
Well, I can speak to like service level working retail. Like people come in, they're asking is like, have I beat the tariffs yet?
That's a real thing.
Yeah, and I see it. I see it every day, and I'm like seeing prices go up like significantly, and fucking, it's a very active.
The other
thing
day, I
that's
was about to
happening.
make some pancakes. You know what? Your boy had pancake mix. And
Well,
no
you know what
eggs.
the idea behind them is, right? Is to drive American industry. So if these companies, it's a fallacy. People are not really informed here. All these countries are putting tariffs on our shit too. So it's like what he said, reciprocal tariffs. That's what he's talking about. He's not talking about change. It's like evening the playing field. And that's Trump's been about that since he's been in office because he's like, we're getting, and he's been saying that since like he was like on Oprah in like the 90s or like earlier talking about like this kind of like mindset about how America gets fucked in trade and
I agree with that.
Bro, he's been saying this for decades, bro. It's not new.
I 100% agree.
When people
with
liked him, he was saying
like,
this.
I get what you're saying.
When everybody liked
you know what I'm
it.
saying? I get what you're saying. But if you really break it all the way down, okay, for instance, we're going to bring back factory workers in America to make whatever products that we done already outsourced globalization to the whole world, right? But like, I get that. We've done that. We're business people. We're America. We're consumers. We've been getting rich off of Dolce & Gabbana and everything. We've been killing it in America. We've been super fresh for a long time, right? Diamonds, gold, coal, oil, iron, everything. Name it. Your clothes on your back didn't come from America, clearly.
Right.
But here's the thing. Here's the problem. Tell an American right now, anybody you know, to go and work in a sweatshop for a quarter of our minimum wage.
Yeah, I think it goes back to affordability versus like
what's the likelihood?
reality.
And then where you're gonna get the products to build a factory? They gotta come from somewhere. They gotta come from somewhere, and they gotta come from Canada. They
Well,
gotta
look
come
at
from
this
whatever if you're
reciprocal
gonna build
tariffs
the
chart
factory.
here. He pulled this up. This is interesting.
right.
So China, just kind of reciprocal tariffs. So we give China half off, dude.
Not no more.
No, that's what it says right there.
But that
Dude.
it's the supply chain that is the issue. The problem is the supply chain. It's not about discounts. I get the understanding of the percentages, but it's really actually about the supply chain. If we don't remember this happened in COVID, did we just all forget that we didn't even have PPE in America that we could even produce for ourselves in our own country? We even had contracts of PPE produced in America that we had to send to other countries before we got it.
We don't have the infrastructure to produce that kind of
We
product.
don't have the infrastructure. So let's attack things in the right order. And that's actually what I'm saying is that we really got to pay our workers, number one. We got to increase minimum wage, number one, because nobody's going to work at that factory that you can't build because you didn't get steel from Canada that costs now way more money. So literally, it doesn't matter if they build it here. You don't got nobody to work there. Ain't nobody going to work there. Nobody going to work there for 38 cents. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't make logical sense. It just doesn't it just breaks down right there.
So then by that very logic, then you're going to have to pay more if you want other people in the world to be in a standard of living that's going to be of what we would consider humanly, or what is it?
This is the definition of ridiculous runaway inflation.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the definition. This is the start of it right now. I know we're not seeing it, but you got to think even if you build the factory with the steel that you just paid $49 more, 49% more from Canada, and then the coal that you had to burn from somewhere else to get in.
But
and
I'm not here's the difference. So I'm not gonna pretend that I have. Because you're ranting about it. I'm not going to pretend that I have. It's fine.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Do your thing, bro. But I'm not going to
digress.
pretend I have that much of a grasp on it, economics-wise. I think I have a baseline understanding of economics. I went to business school, whatever. But, dude, I think that people are going very surface on their reactions to these things. They're not actually looking at what is happening. Yeah. They're not actually going to do some critical analysis in terms of how does this actually work?
How does this work?
Because it's easy to jump on a thing and say, fuck this. And it's that's what it actually is. And that's the real fucking problem is that it's not, there's not enough nuance in any conversations we're having about any of this shit, dude.
I don't believe in nuance. I believe in understanding everything. But when it comes down to certain things, just make it make sense. I don't got to agree with you. Just make it make sense. we could be on the complete opposite side.
But also be willing to
everything.
and not that at a certain point, it's like you kind of know if somebody tells you a few things, you're like, okay, I know now. I can kind of.
Yeah.
But I'm not. That's not a person I am. Like, I don't want to be a person that's like, oh, you think this and this and this. Okay, you're that. Because just because I did this thing, like, no, it's like everyone's a dynamic, evolving, changing. Like, we should be more forgiving of, like, you said mistakes in your past and shit. It's like we're like, isn't America the place of second chances, right? Like the place where everyone has an opportunity and like. Treat it that way. Like we're getting so divided on bullshit in our discussions these days.
We got
it's
lot
fucking
more.
stupid.
Everybody has a lot more in common than we got. To
Fuck yeah, we do.
Apart. I absolutely believe. My grandma used to say this to me. She used to say, "I guarantee you can go to any of your friends' house, no matter what they look like or where they're from, and you're going to see something in their house that you have in your house." And then even if it's their vacuum, you're like, you can relate on that one thing. And then guess what? Where'd you get it from? Oh, we shop at the same place. Blah, 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 blah. Doesn't make a difference. Like, it's just how you can break things down and understand that most people probably have the same problems. You know what I mean? It's just, I think that, like, united we stand, divided we fall.
Well, also, bro, here's another thing. There's too much emotion involved, and we have to, like, remove a little bit of that and be a little more objective about our politics, dude, because like just if you look at things and you're like always like, oh, and the whole idea I just saw there was a girl on, she's like, I'm leaving my guy, and when she asked him like about his politics, he's like, I'm a social liberal, a fiscal conservative, right? And she's like, that I'm leaving him, and I'm like,
what? That makes total sense.
Yeah, I feel like the majority of people would identify with that.
Right,
yeah.
and she left this guy because of that. Welcome to women in 2025.
That comes from a political need to be absolute, where if it's like, if I don't agree with every single point that you're on, then we're incompatible. And
it's dumb as fuck is what it is.
Yeah, it's...
you like spaghetti? You like spaghetti?
But here's the thing. Women, like at a front line, like you meet a chick, you're running the game, whatever, they'll disqualify you for the wrong shoes. They'll disqualify you because they don't like the way that you trim your beard. They'll do just these little things that they'll literally write you off. Like it's wild. You see that? Do you see those viral clips of like things to not do? And it's like there's a long list that this guy keeps just adding every time. It's like to not the ick list.
Nope.
The whole ick list. Like it's like hundreds and hundreds of icks.
I think you gotta like flip the script though. If that's the way you feel, you gotta flip the script. You gotta start disqualifying these women. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Guess what? Whenever I try to court a girl, I literally will just like, this is what I bring to the table. If you with it, you with it. You not, you not. I'm sorry. That's it. I feel bad for a lot of women that I had in my past that like I was too quick to just be like, oh, I'm done.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
You know what you're talking about? You're talking about you're in your firm boundary season, bro. Because you're like you're in your because a guy that's like might be desperate, he might let a woman kind of
I know things instantly.
You gotta work. That's the distinction. You have to be like, I'm gonna walk away, even if I like a chick. Like I'm not gonna like stand for this. Like if it's not feeling mutual,
hard nose.
If the effort's not feeling mutual,
it comes down to how much you're willing to change for a person. And to some level, change is like necessary, but to another level, it becomes you're losing yourself.
You can't not like. There's no person you'll ever meet in your life that you're ever gonna see eye to eye on everything.
Never.
It's just never gonna happen.
I want to quote. One of my favorite slapper friends, Will Smith. He said, "Your happiness belongs to you. You deserve that aspect of yourself. So your happiness, nobody can make you happy. You either happy or you're not.
Yeah.
When you come into a relationship, y'all bring your happiness together, and then y'all just be happy together.
Exactly.
But your happiness is an individual trait.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You're responsible for your own happiness.
So that's the problem. Second you're not happy, get the fuck out the relationship.
Well, that's the problem though. Like that the mindset is when you're not happy, I'm going to go chase it outside the relationship. I think happiness is somewhere else. Not realizing that no matter where you go, the happiness was always here. Yeah. It was never somewhere else. So that's the problem, dude. And that creates like the mindset where people are so quick to just dispose of things as opposed to like sticking around and actually trying to understand each other and get to a point where like Jordan Peterson said a great thing about
after a while, though.
Well, no, but like Jordan Peterson said a great thing about like a couple has so many fights before they've had all the fights, basically. So it's like if you're with somebody long enough and you've had that, like you eventually reach a point where you just have an understanding with somebody. But like to think there's never going to be conflict in any relationship is like
There's definitely going to be.
it's always there. It's the distinguishing factor in successful couples versus not really comes down to conflict resolution and how people handle fighting.
Coping skills.
Like I don't know how the only one even qualified here to speak on it is this guy, but like there
even
is a
know we
way
was
to
gonna get so
disagree.
serious.
There is a way to like have would you agree though? Like to like disagree with someone but still have a respect there that you have where you conduct yourself that way. If you like sometimes people like get real fucking shitty to each other.
That's called conflict resolution skills.
Yeah, I mean that's literally it.
Coping?
Well, people use things.
That's the opposite. You can
That's where alcohol comes in. Just I don't have
And
to have
self-medicate,
feelings because I can just not have feelings. Who needs those?
Yeah, you're right. That's kind of bad.
It's like it's like that's another thing about not drinking, bro. Like I have to like sit with shit
I used to be one of the walkers.
and like
though.
feel it.
I used to be like a
you're
walker.
down
I don't
an
get a
escape method.
reprieve.
Like whenever I had like a level of like a situation, I was in a relationship for a long time, but like when the situation got to a certain point, I used to be like, you know what? I don't care if it's -17 outside. I'm walking. I want you to be sad that I'm not here. It's freezing outside. You don't want me to die. It's been 40 minutes. And I'm standing outside on the back porch like, come on, man, when you gonna go look for me?
Jeez, dude.
I used to be like a
Chicago.
walker.
just shivering. She's not even worried
She
about
don't
me.
even care. She know that my coat is in the closet.
Well, and dude, I mean,
But then while I'm out there, I'm like, nah, I kind of want to be in the bed right now.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
is
care.
kinda
I'll
stupid.
apologize.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
dude, pride and ego and all that. Like, if you're trying to have a real relationship with somebody, you gotta fucking be willing to put that shit to the side, dude. Because
That's
if
what
you're,
I'm saying. That's
if you're not
exactly
willing
like
to like
walking.
go, hey, okay, I fucked up, and like really own that with your partner, which let's be real, when's the last time you had heard a woman take accountability for something?
Oh, dang. Don't make me say it. I'm not gonna say
Like,
it. You're not
really,
gonna-
though.
You ain't gonna fuck up all my future
Hey,
relationships.
shit.
Yeah.
Just tell it like
I'm
it is.
keeping
this
my
is the
potential
problem. This is the problem. Where there's such a culture in society where men are like, I can't say anything negative.
Well, the internet lives
about
forever.
ladies. Well, I know, but I'm saying that to be critical of women in our society is like automatically you're a piece of shit. You're a misogynist. To be critical, like there's this versus being able to say, hey, I have some things I'm seeing. Like one thing, I was on Reddit and our conspiracy, and they were talking about women, and then there's somebody commenting the standard stock line of like women have a lot more to fear, or whatever, or actually there's no more to the tune of like men are more violent, and I'm like, actually in the like studies like that they've done, it's actually women in domestic violence situations are the perpetrators, like initiators more often than men are. Like the initial. So it's like a lot of times, you don't
Men
start
got
something.
more to fear.
You start something, he might finish it.
You just
you're
said-
you're trusting that he's not gonna finish it.
You just said, hey,
but
most bitches start this shit.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Did I say most bitches?
No, but that's what they heard.
This
This is the problem.
It goes back
That's
to
the problem.
I wonder what
it's
she
that I
said.
say that.
Yep.
He said most bitches start this shit.
I know, but I didn't say. You said I didn't actually say that, right?
Hey,
No.
hey.
Go back on the tape. I found, my past relationship getting
but
gaslighted
you
here.
felt it. That's why
You
you're
felt
questioning
it.
it. You
Oh
felt
my
it.
God.
Well, but the point but I'm trying to make a point because I'm not afraid of that. I don't that energy. Like I don't care because let's be real. Like women oftentimes are aggressive towards men. And it causes problems in relationships. So, like, why do we have to pretend that that's not the reality? And I'm not saying men are getting a pass here, but I'm saying let's actually just have the conversation about women
Well, to
because we're not
me-
even doing it.
Context. His ex is Mexican. Just context.
I've had a couple that were.
Oh, so is mine.
And that story I was telling, there was some physical assault
Okay, so
occurred.
that's probably why I'm.
You ever been hit by a woman, bro?
Hey,
I have.
you know what? I got hit by some hot sauce
You definitely have.
in the eye. You ain't ready. You ain't ready.
But have you been hit by a woman?
I got hit by hot sauce in the eye.
I'm not asking you if you got hit by hot sauce. I'm asking you, have you been?
Yeah, I'm
like,
assuming it came from the relationship. I'm getting it, right?
I'm tripping.
I
Okay. I think that's worse.
Is that yes? Yes. I agree. You got hot sauce in the eye. Did you get actually blasted in the face?
What do you mean?
Dude,
Hit? Like punched?
Like hit?
Oh, no, that ain't happening.
Oh,
I mean,
bro.
I just want to chime in real quick.
All of my exes are shorter than me, so I just put my head on their forehead and I just let them like
Bro,
do their thing.
no, it's a sucker thing. It's never like it's coming. Like it comes out of nowhere, bro.
As someone who's both been pepper sprayed and punched in the face, I would rather get punched in the face
hell
than
you
pepper
been
sprayed
doing?
again.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell you the worst.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me clarify.
I've been
I
hit
was
by
not
multiple
pepper-
women, and they
Hold
weren't
on.
all Hispanic
This
either.
needs to not look bad for me. Give
I've
me
been
a s-
hit.
What you been doing? Though?
Look, I was not pepper sprayed. I pepper sprayed myself. Okay.
That's even crazier. I want to hear the
but
story.
I wanted to imply that I was not pepper sprayed for anything I was doing. Okay.
So you got pepper sprayed and then got punched in the face.
Yeah. So when
What's the police officer's badge number?
No, not then punch in the face. It's two separate instances.
Okay, I was like, that's
Yeah.
It sounded like a police
pepper
officer.
spray was enough.
I was pepper sprayed.
And you got punched in the face by a woman.
No. Slapped by a woman.
What's her
I've
badge
been
number?
punched
hit
by
by a woman, open hand, but like blasted across the face.
I wouldn't even tell
by
nobody
like
that shit.
4 or 5 different women, at least.
That's
probably.
a you thing, bro. That's
How many of you? Just one? Couple?
I wouldn't tell nobody that.
They've
I'm gonna
all.
keep-
They
some
haven't
things
all
you gotta
been.
keep to
It's a
yourself,
myth
dog.
that it's just Latina women too. By the way.
Yeah, it's a
But
Cody
you
thing.
got open face slap.
Yes, multiple
You
times.
go
multiple times.
I'm glad I gave you that pen.
I've been slapped by a total stranger woman before. Like because I was saying shit.
Is that what you said?
Because I was saying,
stranger
because
woman.
I was saying the truth. People don't get upset at they you could spout nonsense. I could go in the corner and be like, "There's a demon coming in the blah, blah," you know, people don't care. But if I start saying true shit, people get upset about it, bro.
They be like, stranger woman.
They do. I'm sorry, but they do.
I got the other podcast waiting.
Okay.
You do?
All right.
Oh, is it that time?
Sorry for the
Oh
abrupt
my
end,
gosh,
y'all.
that's crazy.
But-
I apologize. This was fun, y'all.
Yeah, no, thanks, bro, for coming out. We appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate it. We talked about some like really heavy topics, man.
We got through some fun shit. Yeah.
It
was fun.
I
It was
hope
fun.
it worked out good. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Well,
But-
I'm glad we got you this time too without anybody else because we could just get, the
Oh.
Yeah.
All the
No,
Luigis
not
out
that.
the
Not
room.
that there's nothing against anybody else being here, but I'm saying like it's nice that
We
we
like
got
the
to
one-on-one
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
We
I
get
like it.
two
It's
of 'em.
dope. I
We
appreciate
focus
it.
on one person.
Well, hey, everybody that paid attention, you can find me at the only Evon
Oh, you are still there.
on
All right.
Instagram. I post shit and delete it.
Yeah, we'll tag you on it too.
So
for
it's
sure.
it's limited time content. Okay.
It is,
So
it is.
grab it while it's hot.
That's true.
Yeah,
Appreciation, y'all.
yeah, brother.
It's been real.
Thanks for being on.
Be
there.
good.